the speed at which AI is evolving, it feels almost unbelievable sometimes.
Yeah, it really does.
We're constantly seeing it pop up in new areas. And today, we're diving headfirst into something that could fundamentally change how software is created.
Mm-hmm.
You shared a really insightful article from TechCrunch about OpenAI's latest development, Codex.
Yeah, Codex.
An AI coding agent that's now integrated into ChatGPT. So our mission today is to really unpack what Codex is, what it can actually do, and why this is a significant moment for anyone trying to understand the future of tech.
Exactly. And the TechCrunch piece, it gives us a first look at this research preview of Codex. OpenAI is calling it their most capable AI coding agent yet.
Okay, most capable.
Yeah, and it's a key new feature for ChatGPT Pro, Enterprise, and Team subscribers initially.
Right.
What's particularly interesting here isn't just the capabilities, which we'll get into, but also how it fits into the bigger picture. AI's growing influence in software development.
So, if you've ever maybe wrestled with a coding problem, or you've been curious about how AI might transform the tech world, or maybe you just want to get a handle on the latest cutting-edge stuff, this deep dive into Codex is definitely for you. We're going to try and extract the essential info and explore what this tech really signifies. Okay, let's get right into it. What is Codex exactly?
Well, like we said, OpenAI is positioning it as their most capable AI coding agent yet. What's fascinating, I think, is its foundation.
Okay.
It's powered by something they're calling Codex One.
Codex One.
Yeah, which is a specifically optimized version of their O3 AI reasoning model.
Ah, O3, so like the third generation of their big model.
Exactly. That's the fundamental AI they've built on. And Codex One takes that underlying intelligence and tunes it specifically for, well, the tricky parts of software engineering.
Tuned how, though? What are the key differences between this Codex One and the standard O3 model? What makes it so good for coding?
So according to OpenAI, this optimization results in cleaner code generation. That's the claim.
Cleaner code.
Okay. It's also designed to follow instructions much more precisely than, say, a general O3 model might. And maybe most notably, the article points out that it iteratively runs tests on the code it generates.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it keeps testing until those tests pass, that iterative self-testing. It really suggests a big focus on producing code that actually, works reliably.
That sounds like a pretty substantial leap forward. So it's not just spitting out code, it's trying to make sure that code functions properly.
Right.
Now, how is this integrated into the whole ChatGPT experience? How do you actually use Codex inside that interface?
So the article explains it operates within a sandboxed virtual computer in the cloud.
Sandboxed, meaning isolated.
Yeah, basically an isolated, secure environment. And crucially, it has the ability to connect with GitHub.
Ah, okay.
Which allows users to load their existing code repositories directly into this environment. And that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that sounds huge.
Because it means Codex can understand and work within the context of your real ongoing projects, not just like random isolated coding tasks.
That GitHub integration. Wow. So instead of just asking it to write some standalone function, it gets the context of your whole project. How do you tell it what to do then? What's the actual interaction like?
Users interact with it through the chat interface in ChatGPT, which is familiar, right?
Yeah.
But they've added specific code and ask buttons.
Okay. Code and ask.
So you'd use the code button to give it specific coding tasks, like write this new function or refactor this bit of code. And the ask button is for posing questions about your code base.
Ah, okay. Like, what does this part do?
Exactly. And the interface also lets users monitor the progress of any tasks that Codex is working on.
So you could literally say, hey, Codex, write a function that does X, hit code, and then watch it work.
Pretty much, yeah.
What kind of coding tasks are we really talking about here? What are its actual capabilities day to day?
Well, the article gives several concrete examples. It can write simple features.
Simple features. How long does that take?
They estimate completion times ranging from just 1 minute up to maybe 30 minutes.
1 to 30 minutes. Okay.
It can also be used to identify and fix bugs in existing code, answer those questions you might have about specific parts of your code base, and even run tests to check functionality.
Run tests, too.
Yep. And OpenAI also states that Codex is capable of handling multiple software engineering tasks at the same time, concurrently.
Handling multiple tasks simultaneously. Wow. That sounds like a real potential productivity boost.
It could be, yeah.
Now, who gets access to this? How can someone actually start using Codex?
So initially, access is rolling out to those with ChatGPT Pro, Enterprise, and Team subscriptions.
The paid tiers.
Right. The article mentions that at launch, there will be generous access, quote unquote, but they do expect to implement rate limits down the line.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
And they'll also offer the option to purchase additional credits for, more extensive usage.
Credits. Okay, so a usage-based component, potentially.
Seems like it. And looking ahead, OpenAI does plan to broaden access to ChatGPT Plus and UBJU users as well.
Okay, so starting with the premium base, but plans to expand. That's interesting, their approach to access and potential monetization through credits. Now, the article also emphasizes that Codex isn't happening in a vacuum, right? It's part of a bigger trend in software development.
Oh, absolutely. The article highlights the growing popularity of what it kind of playfully calls vibe coders.
Vibe coders?
Yeah, essentially AI-powered tools designed to help software engineers. It even cites some pretty striking claims from the CEOs of Google and Microsoft.
Oh, yeah. What claims?
Suggesting that roughly 30% of the code within their companies is now being generated by AI.
30%. Wow, that's a massive figure.
It really is.
So, Codex is entering a space with some established players and a lot of activity already. Who else is working on these kinds of AI coding tools?
Well, the article specifically mentions Anthropic. They launched their agentic coding tool, Claude Code, earlier this year, back in February.
Right.
And it also points to Google's updated Gemini Code Assist, which got more advanced agentic abilities in April.
So Google, Anthropic, OpenAI now making a big push.
Yeah, we're seeing significant investment and innovation from multiple major players in this area. It's definitely heating up.
It certainly sounds like a competitive landscape.
Yeah.
And the money involved, the financial side seems pretty significant too. The article mentions some really large numbers.
It does, yeah. It really underscores the rapid growth and, frankly, the investor excitement around these AI coding platforms. For instance, it mentions Cursor.
Cursor, yeah, I've heard of them.
Apparently, they reportedly hit an annualized revenue of around $300 million by April. And they're currently raising more money at a, staggering $9 billion valuation.
$9 billion? For an AI coding tool company.
$9 billion. That really puts the scale of this emerging market into perspective. It's not niche anymore.
Clearly not. And OpenAI themselves are making big moves beyond just launching Codex, right? There was something about an acquisition.
Yes, the article reports OpenAI has reportedly finalized a deal to acquire Windsurf.
Windsurf?
Yeah, the company behind another AI coding platform. And the price tag, a substantial $3 billion.
$3 billion, wow.
So yeah, this acquisition, combined with launching Codex inside ChatGPT, it clearly signals OpenAI's serious intent. They want to build a whole suite of AI coding tools and be a major force in this market.
So for OpenAI, this isn't just like adding another bell or whistle to ChatGPT. It feels much more core, more strategic.
Definitely.
What's driving them so aggressively in this direction, do you think?
The article points to a couple of key things. First, Codex obviously enhances the value proposition of a ChatGPT subscription, right? Makes it more attractive, especially to technical users, potentially boosting subscriber numbers.
Right. Stickiness and acquisition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And second, by offering those tiers and the option to buy usage credits, it opens up a potentially significant new revenue stream for the company.
That makes perfect sense. Increase user value, unlock new revenue, simple business, really. What about OpenAI's bigger vision for these things, these AI coding agents? What's a long-term goal here?
Well, according to Josh Tobin, who leads agents research at OpenAI, their vision is for these agents to become true virtual teammates for developers.
Virtual teammates. I like that phrasing.
Yeah. They envision these AIs autonomously tackling tasks that currently take human engineers hours or even days. It's a very ambitious vision for the future of software development.
It really is. And it seems like OpenAI is already drinking their own Kool-Aid, so to speak, using Codex internally.
That's what the article suggests, yeah.
Yep.
They're reportedly already using Codex inside OpenAI to automate repetitive coding tasks, help scaffold new software features, maybe even draft technical documentation.
Okay.
So that internal use probably gives them valuable feedback and shows they believe in its practical utility, at least for certain kinds of tasks.
Now, with any powerful AI tool, especially one dealing with code, safety has to be a major consideration. What kind of safeguards has OpenAI built into Codex?
The article addresses this. Alexander Mbirikos, a product lead there, states that a lot of the safety work they already did for the base O3 model also applies to Codex.
Okay.
They specifically highlight that Codex is designed to reliably refuse requests to develop malicious software.
Right, that's crucial.
Absolutely. And furthermore, it operates within that air-gapped environment we talked about